Hey everybody, this is Dust Predestined on Gaming with episode 3, match number 3. Here with Modern Burn, much like Nikachu MTG's TG's daily episodic matches of Magic and Modern. We're playing Boros Burn this time. We've played Gruul and Rakdos the last 2 leagues. So far, we're 1-1 in this league against Blue-White taking turns and Ad Nauseam. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to give us a like and give us a comment down below. So, this is your basic Boros burn list, very similar to what existed before Skewer the Critics was burning, with Sandy Dog MTG's list from a couple weekends ago, cutting 2 Lightning Helixes and 2 Skull Cracks for 4 Skewer the Critics. He has 1 Grim Lavamancer slotted in, where one of the lands I've already kind of discussed what land I would have cut over what he has. I probably would have had a 3rd Sacred Foundry in here and a 10 fetch lands. That's just my personal opinion. And then there appears to be a little bit of a hiccup in terms of like boarding against control decks. You don't have 4 cards to take out Searing Blazes, but you know, guess control isn't a huge concern when you're playing Burn. Sideboard 3 Path to Exile for bigger creatures, 3 Rest in Peace for graveyard decks like Dredge, also can come in against things like Storm. 2 additional copies of Skullcrack to round up to 4 for your life gain matchups. Smash to Smithereens comes in against anything with artifacts, which surprisingly we've played against 2 pseudo artifact decks in a row. 3 Searing Blood for smaller creatures, and 1 Lightning Helix for racing situations. So let's get into match number 3, shall we? Sorry about that. A little bit under the weather, fighting a little bit of a cough and chest cold, so I've been coughing on occasion. Trying to mute it where I can, but sometimes you just can't. So the 2 matches we played, Smash came in because we were playing against Blue-White taking turns, and they have Howling Mine, and they also boarded in Chalice of the Void, so the Chalice actually unlocked us and got us able to win the game. And then against Ad Nauseam, it comes in because they have both Lotus Bloom and Pentad Prism. So that was an interesting back and forth matchup. We got a little bit lucky that they didn't see Leyline of Sanctity in either of the post-war games, so it was just like turn 4 Goldfish, turn 4 Goldfish, turn 4 Goldfish kind of games. So sure, opponent good luck. His hand in most matchups is pretty fantastic, so definitely going to keep hard to ignore a 1-drop Bolt or 1-drop Searing Blaze depending on the matchup. So, one of birds. We're up against Rogue Goblin. Makes me wonder if we're in some type of burn mirror or against goblins. Of course, that said, and then they'll reveal like Celestial Colonnade or something. So, nope, burn mirror. All right, this is gonna be fun. Alright, so it's the Rakdos version of the deck. Suspend Riftbolt. Looks like we're going Swizzle Spear here. Searing Blaze is going to be a little bit rough. Well, at least we can kind of play balls to the walls here. We don't have to worry about life gain out of their deck, at least not in the main deck. Looks like they're going after our creatures. Probably a wise decision here. I'm going to guess you're going to Searing Blaze the Swizzle Spear here. Sure. Eidolon's actually a pretty good follow-up here. This is one of the situations where Eidolon's very good, because you get to leverage it against your opponent's spells. Going to at least 10 here. It's just a hard cast Skewer the critics on Eidolon? Sure. This is almost abusive. So these are the positions Eidolon is supremely strong. When you get to get ahead of your opponent and stay ahead. Alright, and... Huh. So... Definitely bringing in this. The question becomes is, do we suspect our opponent has collective brutality in their build, or Sovereign's Bite or something, and do we want the additional skull cracks? We know they're not playing Core Firewalker. If they are, it's going to be a heck of a splash out of them. So for now, it might just be Grim Lava Boy for Lightning Helix. And I might take out 2 of these for the skull cracks on the draw. Just on the off chance they have collective brutality. His hand's pretty good. Not fantastic. Obviously they can still their 1-drop hands on the play can definitely beat us here. Yep, especially with the Goblin Guide here. We have a Swizzle Spear on stop. Really hate taking the extra damage here, but I think we kind of got to be able to set up Lightning Helix next turn. Get Goblin Guide going here. So obviously they could have skull cracks of their own, so we got to play around that. Looks like they're gonna have the 1-drop hand. That's gonna be rough. Probably going to 14 here. Yep, Searing Blaze. Feels like a blood or a blaze, sure. Let's go to 12 here. While they are very much tapped out. Still behind in the race, though. Yep, we are very far behind in the race. Going to 3, so any bolt effect kills us here. I guess the one card that this doesn't play around is another Swift Spear off the top, but got our opponent. Hope our opponent has a blank in hand. And a blank on top of their library. Ha! I say, please show me another spell here. So the damage actually was moderately relevant. Alright, so Fatal pushes. Guessing they don't have skull cracks, and they're not skull cracks. Brutalities in their deck. This hand is so close, yet if we miss on a land, we're probably dead. Got to mulligan this one. This one's okay. We definitely need to find a white source, though. Don't think I can pass up a second Goblin Guide here. Likely has a bolt here. The only thing that makes sense given the fact that they didn't cast the Swift Spear that we know about. Yep. Goblin Guide on top. Hopefully their Goblin Guide shows us a land. Now they have to decide between Searing Blaze and double 1-drop. Is that what's going on here? Looks like they're deciding on white source. I said white source, not another white spell. Okay. There's Goblin Guide. There's Swift Spear. Come on, Goblin Guide, give me some good news. Alright, that is definitely some good news. So 10, 16 points of burn in hand. Can I erase what's going on here? That puts me to 14. It was actually foolish to fetch here. God bless, I'm making mistake after mistake here. Sure. Put you to 9. Put you to 5. Put you to 2. So all we need to them is to deal 1 more damage to themselves. Skullcrack's not going to be good enough here, is it? Mistakes were definitely made here. Lots of mistakes were made in this game. There's a good chance I'm just dead here. So what card could get me out of this? Another Boros charm? If they have another burn spell here, I'm dead anyway, so... Guess I need specifically a Boros charm off the top. Yep, mistakes were definitely made this game. Lots and lots of mistakes. And we can put them to 1. There's obviously somewhere we missed a point of damage. So, this probably should have been a win, but it was definitely a punt on my part. So, we can crack them, put them to 1. Well, well played opponent. Not so well played by me here in Game 3. So, this has been Dusk for Dusted On Gaming. Thanks everyone for tuning in.